Good morning, students. So, as we completed our history first chapter, that is sources of history. Hope all of you understood that lesson. Okay. Now we'll move for the next chapter. Our history next chapter is India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. Means the situation of India before Shivaji Maharaj came into existence. Shivaji Maharaj entered. So, let's start the lesson. So, we shall learn about various ruler powers in India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj in this lesson. What we are going to learn in this lesson, in this chapter, the dynasties, ruler powers, different dynasties who ruled the India before Shivaji Maharaj. So there are various ruler powers existed in India before that period, before Shivaji Maharaj. So first one they mentioned the Pal. Pal in the 8th century was the famous dynasty. Which one is the famous dynasty in 8th century? Pal. Pal in the 8th century was a famous dynasty. So students here, what is the meaning of dynasty? Dynasty means what? Yes, series of some rulers, series of some ruling powers who are from the same family, who form the same family. ऐसी ruling powers जो एक ही family से continue करते आ रही है, same family, that is dynasty. So Pal in the 8th century was the famous dynasty in Bengal. So in central India, the Gujar Parihar power started up to Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West, Kathiawar, Kannauj and Gujarat. First, in 8th century, which one was the famous dynasty? Pal dynasty in Bengal. In central India, that Gujar Parihar power, this ruling power, which is spread up to Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj and Gujarat. Later, among the Rajput dynasty in North India. Now next is Rajput dynasty, which is from North India. The Gadwal and the Parmar dynasties were the important ones. Here they mention the different famous dynasties. So the Gadwal and Parmar dynasties were also the important ones. Among the Rajputs, Prithviraj Chauhan, who belonged to which dynasty? Chauhan dynasty. Chauhan family, Chauhan ruling power, Chauhan dynasty. So Prithviraj Chauhan, belonging to the Chauhan dynasty, was a valiant king. In the first war at Tarai, in the first war in Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan had defeated Mohammad Guri. पृथ्वीराज चौहान ने किसको हराया? In Chauhan dynasty, in the first war Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan, who belonged to Chauhan dynasty, defeated Muhammad Guri. But Muhammad Guri defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in second war. In the first war of Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan, who belonged to Chauhan dynasty, he defeated Muhammad Guri. But in the second war, Muhammad Guri defeated Chauhan, means Prithviraj Chauhan. Then Rajaraj first and Rajendra first, Rajaraj first and Rajendra first, who belonged to Chola dynasty. Rajendra first and Rajaraj first, they are belonging to Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu, were eminent rulers, and the Cholas conquered. Conquered means what? To capture करना. Chola dynasties, Chola परिवार ने क्या किया? Chola family, Chola dynasties conquered the Maldives, Iceland and Sri Lanka using their naval strength. This Chola dynasty conquered the Sri Lanka and Maldives Islands by using their naval strength, navy power. By using their naval strength, they conquered the Sri Lanka and Maldive Islands and Sri Lanka. Then King Vishnuvardhan, belonging to the Hoysal dynasty, King Vishnuvardhan, who belonged to Hoysal dynasty in Karnataka, had conquered the whole Karnataka. He conquered Vishnuvardha, King Vishnuvardha, who belonged to Hoysal dynasty from Karnataka. He conquered his area, his place, Karnataka. During the region of Govind III of Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra. Govind III, who was from Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra, the Rashtrakud power spread from this Rashtrakud power. Govind III spread his power, Rashtrakud power from Kanauj up to Rameshwar. After that, later Krishna III, who conquered the region up to Allahabad. Okay, as the new dynasties came, they conquered, they captured their area and they expand their dynasties, they expand their region. Three dynasties of the Shilahars emerged in Western Maharashtra. In Western Maharashtra, there were three dynasties. First one dynasty ruled over Thane. Second, Raigad in a North Konkan, in South Konkan, while the third dynasty ruled over some parts of the present day, that's Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, Belgaum districts. Understood? There were three districts which was emerged in Western Maharashtra. First dynasty ruled over Thane, Raigad in a North Konkan. Okay, the second in South Konkan. First dynasty ruled over Thane and Raigad in North Konkan. Then second in South Konkan. And the third dynasty ruled some parts of the present day, which cities, districts, Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli and Belgaum districts. Third dynasty ruled these districts, Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli and Belgaum. Third dynasty ruled these districts. First dynasty ruled over Thane and Raigad in north, and second dynasty who ruled over in a South Konkan. All of you understood? The last prosperous power before the period of Shivaji Maharaj was that of Yadavas. Before the Shivaji Maharaj came into existence, the last dynasty was Yadavas. The capital of Bhilam V of the Yadava dynasty was at Devgiri near Aurangabad, and he extended his power beyond the river Krishna. The last prosperous power was Yadavas of Shivaji Maharaj, that of the Yadavas. The capital of Bhilam V of the Yadava dynasty was What was the capital of Yadava dynasty? Was at Devgiri near Aurangabad. So the Yadava dynasty ka Yadava period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. Which period is considered to be the golden period? All of you underline this sentence. Yadava period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. Here question will ask, or Philip will ask, dash period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. So the answer is Yadava period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. It was in this period that the Mahanubhav Pantha and the Warkari movement emerged. In Yadava period only, the Mahanubhav Pantha and Warkari movement emerged. In that period, in Yadava period, these two movements, Mahanubhav Pantha and Warkari, these two movements emerged. Understood, students? Next is inventions from the northwest. So we till here we learn different about different dynasties. So local dynasties like Yadava and Rashtrakuta who ruled over Maharashtra. Okay. So but the inventors from northwest who conquered or who captured the local dynasties there, and they established their rule. As we learned that the local dynasties like Yadava and Rashtrakuta who ruled over in Maharashtra. But after that, Northwest also conquered the local dynasties and who established their rule over there. So in the meanwhile, the Arab power had emerged in Middle East. Now the Arab power also emerged who ruled over in Middle East. The Arab rulers turned down India to expand their empire. Now Arab power also came. They also want to establish their power in India. So what they did, they expand their empire in India. The Arab general Muhammad bin Qasim attacked the Sindh province in the 8th century to expand their power. What he did, the Arab general Muhammad bin Qasim attacked Sindh province. Notwithstanding the resistance of King Dahir, he conquered the province of Sindh. And due to this campaign, the Arabs came into political contact with India for the first time. And because of these things, Arab powers who came into political contact with in India for this first time. And in that period that followed, Turks, Afghans, Mughals from Central Asia who came to India and established their power. In the 11th century, the Turks began to invade India. Turks also want to rule their power in India. Expanding their territories, they reached the northwestern frontier of India. They reached northwestern area. Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni invaded in India many times. So he plundered the rich temples at Mathura, Vrindavan, Kanauj, Somnath, and carried away and enormous wealth and with him. So in 11th century, the Turks began to invade India, who expanding their territories, who want to expand their power, expand their empire to the northwestern frontier of India. So Sultan Muhammad plundered the rich temples, who built the temples Madhura, Vrindavan, Kanauj, Somnath, and carried away enormous wealth with him. So the world famous enriched library also, Nalanda University, was burned down. Bakhtiyar Kaji, the famous dynasty, was burned. किसने बर्न कर दिया? बख्तियार काजी. Understood, students? All of you understood about these different dynasties. Next is Sultanate in North. So in 1175 and 1178, in that period, Sultan Muhammad Ghori of Ghur from Afghanistan who invaded India. He appointed Qutbuddin Aibak to look after the governance. He appointed one person to look the governance of India, which was conquered territories in India. He appointed Qutbuddin Aibak to look into the conquered territories in India. After the death of Muhammad Ghori in 1206, Aibak began to rule the Indian territories under his rule. After the death of Muhammad Ghori, who captured these territories? Muhammad Ghori. Qutbuddin Aibak. Aibak, who was initially a slave, became the ruler of Delhi. Qutbuddin Aibak, who appointed by Muhammad Ghori, but after his death, he became the ruler of Delhi. And when he died in 1210. Then, after the Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Razia, Bulban, Alauddin Khalji, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firuz Tughlaq, Ibrahim Lodi, and other sultans who came and who ruled over India. In that, Ibrahim Lodi was last sultan. Ibrahim Lodi, who was the last sultan, and he made many enemies because of his peculiar temperature, because of his behavior. Ibrahim Lodi made many enemies. So, Daulat Khan Lodi, governor of Punjab, invited Babur, the ruler of Kabul, to fight against Ibrahim Lodi. Daulat Khan Lodi, who was the governor of Punjab and the ruler of Kabul, invited Babur. उन्होंने क्या किया? दौलत खान लोधी invited Babur to fight against Ibrahim Lodi, and Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. बाबू ने इब्राहिम लोदी को हरा दिया in the battle, and then thus the Sultanate empire came to end. Understood? First, what happened? Muhammad Ghori appointed Qutbuddin Aibak to look the governance of India, captured territories. But after the death of Muhammad Ghori, Qutbuddin Aibak, who ruled over Delhi, and he died in 1210. After that, the last Sultan, Ibrahim Lodi, because of his behavior, because of his temperament, he made many enemies. So, Daulat Khan Lodi, who invited Babur to fight against Ibrahim Lodi, and Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in one battle, and that after that Sultanate come to an end. Understood, students? Till here, all of you understood about different dynasties. Before Shivaji Maharaj existed, there were many dynasties were there who captured India, who captured many territories of India and ruled over India. Understood? Okay. Rest of the lesson we'll learn in our next lecture.